Hi, this is Masud Parvez Nilay. I'm principal engineer from SQA, and today we're going to have one demonstration on Android WebDriver. We'll know how it works and how we can use it in our testing or implementation. So first, I would like to know how of you have the previous experience on Selenium. Okay, how many of you already have the experience in Cucumber? Okay, so let's start it. So first question will be like this. So what is actually Selenium? Selenium is a suite of tools to automate web application testing across many platforms. Selenium runs in many browsers and operating systems. Another most important thing of Selenium is it's freeware. You don't have to pay anything for using it. Normally, if you go any kind of automated test tool, so it will be very costly. Like Silk test, you have to pay a lot of money to get the test, but it is totally free. Let's talk about the versions. In versions, Selenium have two versions. Previously, what we were using, there was the Selenium 1, and recent days, Selenium come with a new version, that is the Selenium 2, with a lot of extra features and compatibility. So let's talk about the updates what are available in Selenium 2. The first point I would like to tell that mobile application testing in the Selenium 1 was not able to perform mobile application testing, but Selenium 2 have the feature. Firefox 5 and 4 support, experimental i9 and Chrome support, and the last I'd like to point out that WebDriver is a really useful tool. We're going to have a detailed look later on this thing. So life before the web, how was that? Let's imagine that is the total application market is a blank whole world globe, and yesterday it was something, there is a small hole inside the big ball, that is HTML and JS, and today HTML5 and JS is already available there, and it is expanding all over the application market to gain more, to increase its kingdom inside the market. And unlike you already know, HTML5 and JS evolution already happening. For this thing we already have a phone gap or this kinds of thing, and this kind of thing are really dominating right now. And the data is every day, data is increasing. A lot of million data are increasing in your database, so you have to find some way to automate your things to make it efficient. And today's, I say already the architecture HTML5 and JS there and increasing, and our Selenium 5 is living inside the HTML5 and JS. And let's talk about the future. It's tomorrow the HTML5 or JS will conquer almost the whole application market. So the potentiality of the Selenium, that so you still with this HTML5 and JS, so you also be a part of the winning team of the domination of HTML5 and JS, and you can test all over them. And when I talk about the mobile application testing, the two native OS coming to us, that is what is iPhone and Android. Selenium 2 have the testing mechanism for both of them right now, and today my demo is going to Android and Selenium. So Android and Selenium 2 how they are interacting actually. This is possible to interact between them because Selenium 2 has introduced a new driver called Android driver. With the Android driver, we can perform the test in the Android for Selenium 2. Now let's talk about the WebDriver. What is actually WebDriver? This is a new technology that Selenium 2 was built on, which gives the test direct access to browser without the need to run an intermediary proxy server. You know guys, who already run the before automated tests. So what we used to do, we had one controller. The controller used to interact with the proxy server, and proxy server used to interact through the application in the browser, and it launched. But now it's a really past story. Now we have direct access to browser. There's a controller, it can access directly to the browser by using WebDriver. So you see, it's much convenient, and the propagation delay also been decreased. So let's talk why WebDriver. Because the first, I would like to tell web element is universal. All UIs are trees. And second, I would like to tell many operations are universal between all UIs. Some matching, I would like to tell that clear, click. Oh, click is really funny. Should be touch. Maybe in there it will be do. Then find element by ID, by value, by expert, whatever you can use it for here. And thirdly, I like to tell web element dot find element is universal in all UI trees, and web has DOM, Windows has HWNDS, Android has views. Each UI element kinds has a set of attributes that can be searched on. And the fourth one I like to tell, extensible API, WebDriver API extension such as Rotatable. Then I like to tell, changing a new API for every platform is cumbersome instead. And last is I like to tell, facilitate piecewise code reuse. We are all software guys, so we know code reuse is really important in QA. So we have to 100 tests right now. So we can automate 100 test case. At a few days, you have to, in the same project, you have to write 1,000 tests. So you have to throw that. So will like to throw those 100 tests and write to again 1,000 tests? No, it's not possible. Somehow we have to find a way to reuse the 100 script, which will be support for our 1,000 new test cases. This is the thing. So really efficient and really time effective. Let's talk about Android native driver architecture. Here we have two columns. The left is for Android device and right is test. Let's call it our controller. So how controller and the server or device or emulator, whatever you say, they're communicating. In the test, there is a test code. The Java is directly interacting with the Android driver Java. It has one component, remote web driver client Java. This is the interacting party of this controller, and the same thing are also built on inside the device or server or emulator. There is Android driver Java, and it also have the another component, remote web driver server Java, but it's server and one's client. So these two communicate with each other by HTTP or JSON protocol, and when it receives something from the remote web driver client to server, then communicate with the actual application.jar, and for this thing we pass one framework to make the connection more control and efficient. And let's talk about now we set up this Selenium for Android. First you have to go with the SDK, then install the emulator. There's a version problem currently. Currently 2.2 is the most suitable one for emulator, but if you want to go with this device directly, it's okay. If you can go with the 3.2. Then start the emulator, then install the application, then set up port forwarding. Now, it's a really important issue because Selenium webdriver listen the port only 8080. So before you start the test, you have to forward the port to 8080. Then install webdriver on real device and then run your test. So actually what we're doing this thing by this thing, we supply a UI automation solution for native application through an extended WebDriver API, and started with Android or OS or Windows, whatever you want. There is everything has some limitation. So the main problem you are going to face with this thing, that is it's slower than headless toolkit and support well 2.2 in the emulator, but 2.3 have some little problem. 3 currently Android is trying to fix this problem. I hope very near future it's going to be fixed. And but the device is okay. All version doesn't make any problem. So it's time to demo. So let's move forward to demo because it's the most important point, right? So let's start it. Before we move forward to demo, I'd like to first tell that how the communication will be done from the controller, from the inside the emulator of the server. You can use Java or you can use Python to make the communication between them. So first I'd like to show you with the Eclipse by Java. Here I have already written one sample test for you. That is, first I call the Android driver, then I call the page driver, then I get a thread sleep because I want to make it to give it some time to load the page. So and then I move for the next. So then I'll find the search box, and after finding the search box, I'm sending the Hotmail to search box and then press element submit. That means I submit it. Then I go for the thread sleep because I want to give it some time to give me the search result. And when I get the search result, then I'll get the page title and driver quit, finish. So let's see to move it to do this thing. So first I have to forward the port. I forwarded the port. Then I move forward to menu, and then yeah, this is my WebDriver application already installed inside the emulator. So I'm going to launch it. Yeah, it's launching, and now I have to look for important masses over there. That is JD storage. Yeah, this JD storage means it's already been ready to work with this thing. So now I'm able to run the test in the emulator with our driver. So I'm going to run it. Yes. Yes, you can see now WebDriver is now loading the page. Okay. Yes, it's already, the Google page has been loaded over there. Now the next step, you will select the search box. So let's see. It takes a little time because the emulator is, yes, you can see it's already been selected. Now if the search button is also been selected too, now it's writing the Hotmail and press submit to go to get the search result. The page is loading again in WebDriver in orange bar. Yes, the search result are already been viewed over there, and yeah, my test has been completed, and you can see the green bar runs one by one, no error, no failure, and the test has been successfully finished. Now make a little more twist in this thing. We want to see a very simplest beginning test. So let's move some form we have, some login form, username, password, and we'll submit. Okay, just pick one example like Gmail. Gmail. I get the Android driver and selected the Gmail. We can use a mobile.gmail or you can use directly Gmail. Both is okay. Then I send a username and password and sign in. So I'm going to run the code to see how it behaves. Yes, WebDriver is loading the page. Yeah, Gmail has been loaded over there. Now we selected the username, send the username now. You can see the box. Now it's skip to password field and type the password again. And now it go to sign in, it will submit. Yes, it has been submitted too. So you know Gmail have some takes some time to load in your browser. So that's the thing that propagation time is taking now. Because you have to load a lot of things over there. It's loading. You can see the orange bar increasing. Yeah, it's already been loaded. My Gmail has been loaded over there, and I can see the mail inbox, menu, search option, refresh. So my test, what I have written up to now for the sample test, we have finished here. But if you want, with this thing you can move forward more. You can select one email, open it. You can click. Actually, it's really funny when I see a click, because Android never click. It should be touch, right? But anyway, this is a computer Java console, right? Click should be pushed, but maybe in the near future it will become pushed, or touch. So we can have a click on the refresh button, search button. We can do more operation. When you explore, then you will know. Then we have some the result over here. You can see that it has been successful. The green bar is totally over there, one by one, no error. This is my second part of my demo. Okay, I will show you one more interesting thing. That is, I will such an example. Speak CodePad. It's one web compiler presented by SourceLab. Over there we can type any language code and compile, and you can see the output. Okay, so here is the code. But here I have used the XPath, like by XPath to select the Python, because it had a lot of compiler option to choose. So before that I want to use one thread to give it some time to see you. Okay, so now I'm going to kick out my test. So how it runs? Yeah, you can see in the WebDriver is loading. Yeah, the CodePad page has been loaded over there. By default, the C has been selected over there, but no, I want to go for Python. So you have to click the Python over there. Yeah, you can see this Python has been clicked. Now I'll select the text box. Yeah, it has been selected, the text box. Now typing the code, how it works. Now you will press the submit button. Yeah, you can see the yellow bar, then you can submit. Yeah, the output is also over there, has been loaded. This Python output, some syntax error over there because it is not written properly. Then you can by assert, or you can search over there to check the output is correct or not. So you can see it's very flexible, and in the end the result is already been green bar, totally successful over there. So by this way, you can perform your test with Android driver in Android web application. But same time, I would like to show you some tricks to how to handle it out in the by Python. Maybe some guys are very expert in Python, so maybe you also want to use by Python way. There's a Python way too. To install a Python, you first have to install a Python client library. To install a Python client library, you have to pip install by Selenium. You have to use the command. Then you have to import the Selenium 2 namespace. So from Selenium, import webdriver. Then you have to choose which you want to work on. If you want to use it with iPhone, then you have to go for iPhone, and it has some extra another port to work on. Now Android, the port is always 8080, but you can work with this thing. And you can see, you can also know that Google Chrome and Firefox, this driver are also available. So that's it. Questions?